And BMW Ventures, they're in a way also strategic investor, right? How is it? Is it the typical corporate VC structure, or how does it work? Why did you decide to go with them in the first place?
They're not a typical corporate VC. They're not looking for strategic synergy between their single LP, who's BMW Group,
Yeah.
and the companies they invest in. They are typical technology VC, where they invest in technology companies. They've had previous investors in companies that work in the EV charging sector, which gave them a good understanding of the market. And for us also it was important, and they had such in the US, and gave us also the indication that they would know what it means to work in this sector, and they know the specifics of the sector, which was a great benefit for us. Not so much the connection with BMW Group. So that's the main reason actually we chose them. And the other thing is we like the fact that it's a Silicon Valley based VC with very strong connections in the US, in the VC space, I mean, but also generally in the business connections. So these are reasons that some of the reasons that played a significant role for us to choose BMW iVentures. And for them, I think the understanding of the sector, they were very well positioned to recognize the potential of the company. And so to create on their part a very strong conviction for the investment case.
Okay, but their brand helps.
Oh, the brand helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's recognizable, which works out well for credibility in front of customers and partners, to just the visibility that you get when you announce, and generally the association helps a lot. But this is more about on the front of credibility and marketing rather than any business synergies that we're necessarily getting or looking for.
I see. Wow, interesting. Did you tell them the story about the BMW that you bought in Germany still?
Yes, I did actually.
Did it help in the fundraising process?
I don't think it played any role. only maybe just to break just as a topic that would help us be more open in the communication. But otherwise, it was a fun factor, fun story. Nothing more than that.
How did you still convince them? It was the product again?
It was the business. It was difficult, by the way. It was not an easy thing.
The Series A is much more difficult than C, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's things that helped for sure are the KPIs and what the business is at the moment. So we already have amazing growth, but not just growth. All across, we have amazing KPIs. As a business, we are a very good business, and this helped with others as well. I think the thing that was most difficult to convey and to get the same conviction from the VCs, not BMW Ventures, but also others we talked to, was the size of the market and what will happen in this market. Because all of the assumptions are the things that are going to happen in the future. It's not a market that's already clear to understand. You have to make a lot of assumptions of what's going to happen and what role we can play in this space.
How competitive it is right now?
On the surface, very competitive. Okay. Meaning that there's a lot of companies who are doing software management in EV charging. When you start digging, you understand that the ones that sit on a fundamental level that we do are very few. We are most often competing against a couple of other companies on deals.
Yeah, I was just thinking that for me, as someone who is not part of the industry, it's very hard to assess that, because it's all software and it's all EV charging stations, but how, I don't really understand who is doing really what.
I think for VCs, I to be honest, they have an amazingly difficult job, because they have to get into the details and to deep understanding about so different types of companies, and I think this was also the biggest challenge during our fundraisings, because everyone wanted to talk to us. When they see our pitch, they can see how we're doing. But then getting a strong conviction around the future of the EV charging space and what role we play, this is where they had a problem to form their strong opinion that matches what we were saying and trying to convey.
So you hooked them with good numbers.
Oh yeah.
Business performance. And then you explain to them, what are you really doing?
That's exactly how it worked.
Nice. Very good marketing approach. Okay.